The first tenet really that kind of guided my life is you have to have a dream for a dream to come true. People talk about dreams coming true, but have you ever stopped and thought about what are your dreams? And a lot of people, sure they have, some thoughts and such, but they typically hold themselves back because, well, I can't do that, I don't have enough money, or I'm afraid I'll fail. I want you to stop for 1 second right now and think, if you were 100% guaranteed to succeed, what would you do with your life? 10 years from now, 30 years from now, pick one thing, one dream, that if you were 100% sure you were going to succeed, what would it be? And hold that thought. Don't worry, you don't have to tell anybody next to you. But we're going to be coming back to that for a second. Because for me, my journey actually started, I was in high school, and a person came and talked to us in a classroom just like I'm talking to you. And this gentleman, his name was John Goddard, when he was 14 years old, he came up with a list of 127 things he wanted to accomplish in his life. Crazy things. Some of these things here, go to the moon, land an aircraft carrier, when he was 14 years old and he had no money. This is his actual list of what they were. And he said to us, you need to come up with your list of what you want to accomplish with your life. I happened to be 14 at the time. And I thought to myself, I can't think of 100 things to do. But I was kind of looking at his list, and I thought it was pretty intriguing. Things going to the moon, and then climbing Kilimanjaro, and then Mount Baldy. Now, for those of you who happen to be Californians, Mount Baldy is a little mountain in Southern California, which is where I grew up. So I thought it was pretty cool that this world explorer wanted to climb the mountain that we lived on as one of his 127 goals. But it also does put it in perspective a little bit. So I grew up in this little tiny town, very little money, Little Red Schoolhouse, that really is my school, and single mom. We were on public assistance. We didn't have an internet, we didn't have a library there, we didn't have any of that kind of stuff. But what I lacked in resources, I had an imagination. And when you're young, you don't think of obstacles. And so I thought, well, I can't think of 100 things to do, but I could think of 5 things. And this is my actual list that I wrote when I was 14 years old. Now, putting it in context, so going to a good college, I think that's something pretty normal for a kid who's in high school. But to go to the Olympics, now where did that come from? Well, it happened to be an Olympic year, and I was watching the Olympics on TV, and that might have been what inspired me. Now, again, I'm going back many years, so I can't exactly remember what was going through my mind. But at the time, so I was watching the Olympics, and it was on ABC TV, and so I thought, well, I want to be a TV commentator. And I want to become a pilot. And I didn't even know anybody who was a pilot. My mom was a school teacher, and she used to bring us to the local airport, and we used to watch airplanes take off and land. And so I assume that is how come I wrote that down. Now, for those of you who are parents, or someday will be parents, think about exposing your kids. I don't know if I would be here today if my mom hadn't brought us to the airport so I could watch airplanes take off and land.